Bro, in order to date today, you have to be 6 foot plus tall. And if you're not that tall, dating is gonna be really, really rough for you. Like, if you don't have a model like face, you're pretty much done. You have to go ahead and be 6 foot tall to go ahead and get a relationship in your life. If you want to go ahead and survive, you have to go ahead and be 6 foot tall because that is today's standards. That's what all the women want. You have to go ahead and be 6 foot tall. And if you're not that, then why do you exist? So, height is something I have really struggled with. And when I was really down bad, I was measuring myself 3 to 4 times a day. I was doing the morning, evening, afternoon heights, measure myself 3 to 4 times throughout the day, debating what height I should pick. Should I pick my morning height? Should I pick my night height? Debating which one is true. What should I say my height is? What should I say my height's not? Am I telling the truth? I was questioning, am I good enough for life? Am I meeting the society standards of life? Because I'm watching all this dating content on YouTube saying that you have to go ahead and be 6 foot plus tall to go ahead and get a girlfriend. And the thing is with height as well, when you hear that, like, bro, that is one of the main purposes why we're on this earth, is to go ahead and reproduce and have offspring. And you're getting told that if you're not this, you're not going to get the opportunity to go ahead and do that. Like, that's fucked at the end of the day. And a lot of this height stuff is fucked at the end of the day. Sorry for my language, but it is. And you start to believe that you have to go ahead and be that tall to go ahead and have a successful life. And it isn't. And this is why I like to call it the real world versus the internet matrix. The internet matrix is that you believing that you have to go ahead and be 6 foot tall to go ahead and have a successful life. But when you go ahead and step out in the real world, is that true? Do you need to be 6 foot plus to go ahead and get a girl? No, you don't. No, you don't. But you believe because you've been consuming so much stuff on the internet that you believe that you have to go and be 6 foot plus tall. You're watching Austin Dunham shorts.
You are, the more attention you're gonna get. So you need to enhance your height. Lifts, shoes with a higher sole. Every time I'm going out, I am on average 2 to 3 inches taller than what I normally am. Doesn't matter where I'm going, especially if I'm gonna be in an environment to where I know girls are gonna be around. I'm always presenting myself in the best way possible, even if it's a little bit enhanced. So you guys need to do the same, especially if you're under 5'10".
You're watching all these red pill guys shorts. You're watching all these black pill shorts. You're watching all these dating videos. The expectation is you gotta be tall, and if you're not tall, you're fucked. And you're watching that stuff 24/7. I'm telling you, when you kind of have doubt that you're gonna end up reproducing, that you're going to have a girlfriend, like you get hooked to that content. You start watching that stuff 24/7 because it's questioning your value, your worth in this life. And we get stuck in this internet matrix. And that takes us down the wrong path. A path that I went down, and a path that it took me a long time to go ahead and climb out of. It took me a year to climb out this hole of this internet matrix that I went into. It's ironic that these self-improvement guys saying that, oh yeah, you're escaping the matrix, but you get put into another matrix. You're not getting the results that you want. And the common thing that you do see in this like self-improvement that happens in this internet matrix is that guys become insecure about their height. Guys weren't insecure about their height prior to watching this stuff. Now since they're watching this stuff, now since they're hooked to this stuff, they're insecure about their height. And they develop Dragon Ball scanners. They go ahead and scan dudes' heights. They're not scanning power levels. They're scanning guys' heights. They're comparing their height to every single guy. When you're in the gym, you're comparing your height to every single guy in there. It's to a point where you believe that, oh, the tall guy's just gonna go ahead and strip the girl. Like, bro, just stop being a bitch. Go ahead and ask her out. Like, what are you doing? You over here coping, saying, making all these excuses. Oh, since he's taller, he's gonna go ahead and strip her. Like, bro, you over here saying all this stuff, and you're not gonna go ahead and say one word to her, bro. What are you doing? Coming from personal experience. And the thing you have to realize as well is that other guys are comparing their height to your height as well. You're not alone when you're comparing your height to other people. There are tons of guys doing that. And that ruins the gym life. That really does. That ruins the whole entire gym experience because you're over here worrying about your height. Also, you compare your height to other objects as well. You become so obsessed with your height and viewing that, is your height good enough? Are you really the height that you say? Am I really 5'9"? Am I? I feel like I'm 5'7", but am I 5'9"? You start to really question your height, and you start to compare your height to other type of objects in the house. You start comparing your height to the lamps. You start comparing your height to the door. You start comparing your height to the bed. Any type of object that you can compare your height to, you're comparing your height towards those things. I have to touch more on sports. If you're doing it for sports, it's the most justified reason out there. Because you kind of need height for sports. And that is the most justified reason. But it starts to harm your life when it affects your social life. That's where it really starts to harm your life, because now becoming taller is your whole entire life. It's not just for sports. It's for relationships. It's for society. It's no longer for sports. And that is a huge mistake that you could end up doing. And also, you have watched probably hundreds of grow taller videos. You already know what to do. You already know what to do. Why are you watching so many grow taller videos? You getting this more stress on you is harming your growth potential. When you stop focusing on height, you grow taller. That's what happened with me. Like, when I stopped focusing on trying to grow taller, I grew taller. When I was focusing on growing taller 24/7, stressing, reading all these comment sections, I really feel for the guys who don't comment in the comment sections as well, because those are some of the guys who are really going through it, the ones who don't comment. The thing that I really learned with height is that it becomes your identity. 5'7" becomes your identity. 6 foot becomes your identity. 6'2" becomes your identity. The thing is, height shouldn't be your identity. And since height is your identity, you are gonna be very insecure about it. If you're 5'10" and some guy calls you 5'8", you're gonna feel pretty bad about yourself. Am I really 5'10"? Because this guy called me 5'8". And the reason why you're feeling that type of way is because height is your identity. And the thing with identity is that you don't know that some things that is your identity. It doesn't matter. You might be saying, oh, it's just for tall guys. The tall guys have, being tall, being 6'2" is their identity. There is no height identity for short guys. Yes, there is identity for those guys as well. There is. Don't make height your identity. Height should not be your identity. Your identity should be discipline, hard work, compassionate, accepting, loving, good. Those should go ahead and be your identity. Your identity shouldn't be height. Your identity shouldn't be your meat size as well. Stop making those things your identity. And since that is your identity, that's why you feel very insecure. And I also see a lot of guys just like saying, oh, the 5'2" dude just getting respected. You see all the stories about, oh, my 5'2" manager, he just gets absolutely disrespected. Well, be that guy who respects him. Be that guy who stands up for him. Like, you could go ahead and be the change. Respect guys. Respect them. It doesn't matter how they look. It doesn't matter what height, what size they are, what race they are. Just go ahead and respect them. Go ahead and be a better person. Go ahead and step up. Stop being a little bitch. Go ahead and step up. Be respectful of these people. If you see some guy disrespecting the guy because he's short, go step up. Be a change. Respect them. We need more people like that. Start judging guys on their character, not their height. I get real when I go ahead and play pickup basketball, bro. There's this one guy who's who's relatively pretty short, and no one picks him up because of his height. But he's one of the best guys out there, one of the best teammates you could go in and have. And he doesn't get picked up because guys are viewing him because of his height, because he's of his age as well. He's pretty older. He's like in his 60s. I still respect him. I pick him up all the time because I view him on his character. I view him on his values. I'm not judging him because of his height. Like, that's not the thing to go ahead and do. And I learned that through going through that down bad path. When I was super depressed, when I was really just reflecting, I learned that. Be respectful of anyone, bro. Stop disrespecting guys because of their height. That is such a pussy move. Respect anyone. Respect the tall dude, respect the short dude. It's that simple. And if you're really in this dating type video, and if you're really in this self-improvement stuff, do that. That is a huge lesson that you go ahead and learn. Is to respect people. No matter how they look. Respect them. Because that's all people want. These guys just want respect, bro. Respect them. Stop disrespecting, bro. People seem to think that self-improvement YouTubers or dating YouTubers are not insecure about their height. Of course they are. It's like, there's no way to avoiding it. Like, you have all these dudes questioning your height. You have all these dudes saying you have to be 6'4" to go ahead and have a successful dating life. Like, that takes a hit on you. Like, Hamza, Teach a Man's Fashion, Austin Dunham, bro. Like, there is some height insecurity there. Like, you can't neglect that. There is. And that is the fucked part about this problem, is that everyone's insecure about their height, no matter who it is. And you see people going down the leg lifting surgery path, which, don't do that. It's not worth it. And there is going to be a huge market on capitalizing on this insecurity with leg lifting surgery, because if you get leg lifting surgery, well, you go ahead and attract more women now. Don't fall for that. Don't make height your identity, because if you make it your identity, you're gonna fall for all that stuff. And once you don't make height your identity, you become more free. You become more free like the clouds. Become more at peace with yourself. You get to understand what you can control and what you can't. And you become more mentally free. And that feels way amazing. And that is something that you should all strive for, is to become more mentally free, because it feels amazing not giving a fuck about your height. It does. It takes so much chains off your shoulders. You go ahead and walk and you're comparing your height to some dude, like, why am I doing this? Why do I have this roach in my mind? I wish I wouldn't compare my height to other guys, but it makes sense because you watched all this content. You became hooked to this content because it gives a feeling that you get addicted to it, because you're kind of questioning my value in this world. Am I good enough? Am I able to go in and reproduce? And when that gets questioned, you get addicted. Don't let height insecurity control you. It is something that we waste so much time on. And I figured this out at 19 years old. And there is people 40, 30, in their 20s who really struggle with height insecurity. In their 50s as well, 60s as well, because they make it their identity. They make 5'7" their identity. They make 6'2" their identity. Don't make height your identity. Make those other good values, those other good characteristics your identity, and you will live a way better life, a mentally free life, a free life that you go in and enjoy. You deserve to enjoy life. Be you, be free, peace.